titanic battle of Goku and Jiren has finally at long last happened after months of anticipation, months of foreshadowing, and months of build-up, and having two of the most powerful characters in the tournament collide. Goku faces off with Jiren for the very first time in what was a very intense and barbaric battle, showcasing two of the most mightiest warriors in the tournament having to go blow for blow in what seemingly was an endless battle between the two. And on this video, we're gonna go in depth with Goku versus Jiren and fully analyzing and studying the battle between the two as we carry on forward into Dragon Ball Super episode 111, starring Universe 6's legendary assassin Hit having to collide against the winner of Goku versus Jiren, that being Universe 11's mightiest Pride Trooper. And again, I do want to say, if you guys are new to this channel, I highly encourage you guys to go on ahead and smash that subscribe button and enable all notifications. That way you guys can be notified whenever a Dragon Ball video is posted onto this channel, in conjunction to news, information, updates, spoilers, and leaks. Hashtag notification squad to be up to date with all the latest in Dragon Ball, as for the first time we bear witness to Goku versus Jiren in the Dragon Ball Super special. So welcome to my Dragon Ball Super episode 109 and episode 110 breakdown review for the Dragon Ball Super 1 hour special entitled The Ultimate Enemy Approaches Goku. And now, let loose the killer spirit bomb leading into next week's exciting episode of Hit vs Jiren for Dragon Ball Super episode 111. And this battle was literally everything we've asked for and more. Seeing Kaioken times 20, a spirit bomb, seeing Jiren completely deflect and massacre Goku in their battle, especially during his base form, as we saw Goku push and struggle during some portions of this battle. But nonetheless, going more in depth with this fight, Goku versus Jiren kicked off exactly how we all expected it to, with Ribrianne having to square up against Goku. Now, a lot of us were assuming as to what was Ribrianne's position in this overall tournament. She is still in the tournament, so if anyone out there is wondering, this entire special took only a matter of 5 minutes to happen throughout its entire span of Goku having to fight Jiren. So in case you guys are wondering, it went from 30 minutes down to 25 minutes. So Goku's squaring up with Ribrianne. He's having no competition with her at all until literally he had to transform into Super Saiyan Blue to kick her in Jiren's direction. And as she falls in front of Jiren, what I loved about this the most is Vermouth pretty much gave Jiren the order to take down Son Goku. Take down Son Goku by any means necessary. So Ribrianne gets up and she scurries away behind the rocks. She's pretty much talking trash. She's completely disregarded as Jiren pretty much focuses on Goku. Now, there are lots of things to talk about for this overall special. Number one, it was confirmed as to who the mortal that is as strong as a god of destruction is, in which a god of destruction cannot defeat. That person is Jiren. Number two, the mastery of self-movement, the lesson that Whis had been trying to teach to Goku ever since Resurrection of F, has now come into fruition as Goku was suggested to be the mortal, and which is the first to learn about this technique, something that not even the gods of destruction have been able to master with their training with the angels. Now, in my opinion, having to look at the overall nature of this special, having to take everything that has happened in this 1 hour special into consideration, in my opinion, this is easily, I would have to say, the best special, the best overall back-to-back episodes we saw from Dragon Ball Super in its entirety. This battle supersedes the battle between Goku and Beerus, in my opinion. This battle supersedes the battle between Golden Frieza and Super Saiyan Blue Goku and Vegeta. This definitely surpasses Goku versus Hit, and even surpasses Vegito versus Merge Zamasu. The struggle, the in-depth battle between Goku and Jiren was absolutely amazing, as at first we get to see how Goku was at a complete disadvantage. The only thing I've noticed was they never used Super Saiyan 3 in the Tournament of Power. Now, why is that important? It's important because Goku in the beginning wanted to show Jiren all of the stages of what a Saiyan can achieve and transform into before he goes all out. In the beginning, he fired off a base form Kamehameha, and that did absolutely nothing to Jiren. He stood there with his arms down, he tanked the Kamehameha, then Goku transformed into a Super Saiyan, and attacking Jiren that did absolutely nothing. He transformed into Super Saiyan 2, attacked Jiren, that did absolutely nothing. So having to go from Super Saiyan 2, Goku later transformed into Super Saiyan God, the red-haired transformation we saw during the ritual portion of Dragon Ball Z Battle of Gods, and Goku was stopped with one finger by Jiren, as Super Saiyan God is comparative to Jiren with only him using one finger. So as God Goku is attacking Jiren all throughout his body and dishing out some unbelievable and amazing shots, Jiren blocked every single punch from Goku using only one finger, and which forced Goku in becoming a Super Saiyan Blue. Now during the fight between Super Saiyan Blue Goku and Jiren, Goku was the first one to make the first attack on Jiren, but it did absolutely nothing. If anything, Super Saiyan Blue Goku in his base was completely trashed, I would have to say about 30 seconds in forcing Goku in using Kaioken to escape. He had to use Kaioken several times to escape, as then finally Goku unleashes Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken times 20. Now here is my opinion on Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken times 20. Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken times 20 was trash. The overall execution was trash, the way they made it seem was trash. Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken times 20 offered nothing in the Tournament of Power. Why is it that it was more special for us to witness Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken times 10, but not Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken times 20? Why is it so easy for Goku to legitimately hit his peak by using Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken times 20 and not having to struggle at all? Meanwhile, back when he fought Hit, he legitimately had a struggle to even go past Kaioken times 10. That was poorly executed. That was stupid. I understand that they're running on time, and there were several commercials in this overall special, but for me, I'm only going to be an honest and unbiased critic. The one thing, well actually the two things I did not like is, number one, Brienne is still in the Tournament of Power. Fuck Brienne. She needs to get her fat, Teletubbian, Majin Buu looking ass out of here before she makes the tournament worse. Brienne needs to go. She's trash. Number two, the execution of Kaioken times 20 was useless because Goku used it, but then even after that, what was good about it was he was trying to give Jiren that definitive fight, but he failed. He failed because he knew it. He was no match for Jiren in that form, and which later on caused Goku to pretty much commend Jiren for being the first person to actually push him to that breaking point, because he knew that he couldn't have gone the distance with him in that current status. So Goku leaps up on the rocks, he sticks his hands up, and he asks everybody to lend him their energy to create this Genki Dama, the Spirit Bomb. The only person that did not give any energy was Vegeta, and I have to give so much praise to the Dragon Ball Super writers for allowing Frieza, the evil bastard Frieza. You have to give him credit for being the only literal and legitimate villain to actually give Goku energy. The androids gave Goku energy, Piccolo and Krillin and Tenshinhan and Master Roshi and Gohan gave Goku energy. The only person that did not give Goku energy was Vegeta. But of course, the Spirit Bomb is being made, and Vermood actually seems a tad bit concerned, while Kaioshin says that even with all this energy, it's not going to affect Jiren at all, in which case it is confirmed the reason why Goku had to create the Spirit Bomb in his base was because if he were to use Super Saiyan or any other Super Saiyan-like form, it would have took too long. So Goku uses and executes the method of doing it in his base form to create the energy that much faster, in which finally he charges up the bomb, he throws it back at Jiren. Now, you guys can count it a total of 3 times. When Goku threw the bomb at Jiren, it engulfed Jiren, but he emerged with his left hand having to push the bomb back first. So he pushed the bomb back at Goku first. Goku had to use Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken times 20 to push the bomb even further. That was the second time. So the second time Goku pushed the bomb, Jiren was able to catch the bomb again and pretty much deflected back at Goku. The only other time anyone in the series was able to catch the bomb and throw it back after being killed the second time was Kid Buu. Not Frieza, not Vegeta, not nobody else. So Jiren catches it for the second time, he throws it back at Goku. Now during this portion, during the second portion, is when the bomb is smack dab in the middle, because Goku's using force, Jiren is finally starting to use force, and what's remarkable about all of this is the fact that as they're using force, the spirit bomb is not going anywhere. So finally Jiren begins to get the one-up on Goku. He pushes the bomb back towards Goku, effortlessly mind you, and that's at the third time. The third time is when Goku finally throws the spirit bomb back using all of his energy, and Jiren pretty much kept his hands down. He put his hands down and he embraced the bomb, but practically as he was doing that, he froze the bomb in the middle using his eyes, because his eyes, it was Jiren's techniques that threw Goku off guard, because it was even suggested by Whis that Goku had potentially hit his max in executing all of that power in trying to push the bomb back. And to Goku's demise, he was pretty much, useless as he was trying to push the bomb back, because finally, as Goku begins to fully push the bomb back for the third time, Jiren cracks open his eyes and the spirit bomb condenses. It condenses in the form of like this little black hole, and Goku falls into it because he's literally depleted of all energy. So as he falls into this void, Goku's gone, nowhere to be seen. And everyone is, concerned, because it was at that given point that we said the mortal in which surpasses the gods is Jiren. So at that given point, the Omni Kings and everyone is wondering what happened to Goku. Is he lost? Is he dead? Now, the one thing that I would have to say I enjoyed was the tension between Beerus and the Omni Kings, because Zeno was going to take his finger and exit Goku's face out of the picture for being potentially wrung out or even eliminated. And the Grand Priest, the Daishinkan, confirmed that if Jiren had killed Goku, it's not to Jiren's fault. If Goku by some chance were to die at that moment, it would be because of Goku's own move. So it is allowed for someone to be killed off if it's, used by the host himself. So let's say, for example, if Frieza were to fire off a death beam and it were to come back and hit him in the head, the person that deflected it would not be declared as the loser or disqualified. It would actually be because of Frieza's own doing. So since Goku used the spirit bomb and people assumed that he was going to die via spirit bomb, it wasn't going to be the fault of Jiren, it was going to be the fault of Goku. So out of nowhere, we see how everyone is beginning to take a bow, especially Vermouth and Kai. They take a bow, they bow to Jiren, and then out of nowhere, we see how Goku emerges from this massive wall of light. And as he does so, I'm gonna have to say this new power, whatever it is so astonishing, because the entire time Goku was in that status, he was so focused. We've never seen Goku this focused before, and he's finally learned the mastery of self-movement, something that Whis had been trying to teach him. And as this was confirmed out of Whis and Daishinkan's mouth, all of the gods were shocked, even causing Belmont or Vermouth to stand up and pull his own hair, because he could not believe as to what he was seeing. He could not believe that Goku was the one to do something that not even the other gods were able to do under training by the angels. Not that as it comes as a surprise to many, because, normally other people like Champa were not surprised that Goku were able to learn this. They were just kind of shocked as to what was happening before their eyes, because they did not expect for Goku to even learn such a thing that quickly, or even at all for that matter. So Goku goes on the attack for Jiren, and you have to look at Goku's eyes, everything about the detail as to what happened during the second fight, because as Goku moves in, Jiren is still able to dodge him, but nobody else in the tournament was able to understand or register as to what Goku had done. Not Frieza, not Vegeta, not Beerus, nobody. And Beerus, after hearing what we said, was beginning to get very nervous, and he was sweaty, because finally Goku, the dumb mortal that Beerus was gonna destroy long ago, had done something that not even he could have. So in a nutshell, we see the fight with Jiren happen. Now, to many people's surprise, Goku did give Jiren kind of a pushback, but by the end of this battle, Jiren was actually able to catch one of Goku's attacks, his most devastating attack, and blow him back into the post, into the pillar. So what's remarkable about this is the fact that by the end of this episode, Hit makes the save, because Jiren was going to presumably finish off Goku for good. And it was at that given moment that Jiren was able to understand and feel Hit's presence. That's why he stopped him. But even during the course of this Limit Breaker Goku and Jiren fight, that was more entertaining than anything else, because finally Goku was literally, for the first time in a very long time, fighting 100%. He was going serious as he possibly could. in their attacks going blow for blow. Everything that these two had done was literally on such a high scale to where nobody else was understanding or comprehending as to what was happening. Even Daishinkan was baffled himself, as he was curious as to how Goku had done this, and we see a brief explanation from Whis that as soon as Goku was engulfed and he pretty much fell into that void, there was something within Goku that was activated or triggered that caused him to awaken this inner strength, this inner power. And we saw bits and pieces of the opening intro having to be cut and masked. For example, the opening intro, like the original opening intro of the Tournament of Power, is Goku fighting Jiren in base form. They included the exact same thing here, except it was this new Limit Breaker Goku in replacement of this new base form stuff that we saw during the opening. So they pretty much took the same animation. They switched out base form Goku to Limit Breaker Goku. It was intense enough to the point where Goku was actually able to inflict a little bit of pain on Jiren, which you have to ask yourself as to when exactly was the last time Jiren had ever felt pain before. But even with that being said, the fight itself was so fast-paced by the very end. Visually, it was amazing. The animators, man, you gotta give credit to the animators, Shida and various others, for creating such a masterpiece as this was. There were certain things that did not make any sense in terms of placement, why Brienne is there, Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken times 20, the overall structure of the other fighters having to just sit back and watch after, realizing and coming to an understanding that their universes are on the line, so they don't really have time to just, sit around and watch. But the reason why everyone was watching is because as Jiren took his first step towards Goku in the beginning, you felt Jiren's ki. You felt his ki all throughout the entire arena because he was walking at such a pace to where everyone stopped what they were doing and they had to redirect their focus to Jiren. Even Frieza, to the point where you have to ask yourself as to where does Frieza stand in all of this, because the only time he was ever showing any kind of sign of disgust was towards the end when we saw the gods reference Goku as being the only one to learn this technique and whatnot. And we understand based on this that Goku was struggling to push the Genki Dama, and it's the explosion that made Goku suddenly acquire the self-mastery technique, the trauma-induced power-up. And that's exactly what this was, a trauma-induced power-up. Now, we don't know definitively if this is going to be something permanent, but it stands as a power-up that's caused through trauma, because Goku had endured such trauma after going into this void, after going into the Spirit Bomb or whatever was left of it by Jiren, that he couldn't sustain himself anymore, he couldn't hold his placement, and due to the trauma that was going through his body, through his mental status, he acquired this power. Now, by the end of the episode, Goku is not seen in this transformation-like state because he's laying down, he's on the floor, Vegeta tells him to recover, to hurry up, and then he disappears, he goes off somewhere else. And by the end of it, we see how Hit makes his approach, and Hit is about to rumble with Jiren by the end of this. And we saw the episode preview, in which I am going to do a video tomorrow about this. We see how Jiren is just completely stomping out Hit. There is nothing that Hit could do to decimate Jiren's defenses, even to the point where, Hit's on the offensive. We see in the episode preview how it was to no avail. Nothing that, Hit was able to do, from his cross dimension to his time skip, was in effect to Jiren. So post your comments down below, guys. What are your overall thoughts on this episode? What did you guys think about the special? What were your pros? What were your cons? And what are your overall expectations for Dragon Ball Super episode 111? Because honestly speaking, the back and forth struggle I think was definitely needed, as I don't think Jiren was struggling as much Goku was, because Goku was struggling more during this entire fight, even after awakening this new power, than Jiren was. And I truly loved the way it was handled, because it did not make Goku seem like the type of person that would completely obliterate his opponent. So post your comments down below, guys. If you guys are new to this channel, don't forget to punch that subscribe button, guys. Tune back in for more. Leave a like down below if you guys enjoyed it, and I'll be seeing you all down in the comment section below. Have a great day, everybody. Peace.